we will be starting with the stage efficiency. We generally know that there will be two processes. One is the isentropic process, which is considered to be as the ideal work, and another one is considered to be as the actual work, which is irreversible adiabatic process, and it is not an isentropic process. Therefore, the ideal work in the stages, we know that the ideal work in the stage is given as W, and W of S denote it is for an isentropic process, which is an ideal work. Therefore, the ideal work in the stage is given as Ws, which is equal to the difference in the enthalpy. The difference in the enthalpy. In the last class, we have seen in the velocity triangle, that is, there will be three stages. That is, from 1 to 2, it is considered to be as the rotor stage, and from 2 to 3, it is a diffuser stage. Therefore, the total stages will be from 1 to 3. Okay, the total stage will be from 1 to 3. Therefore, Ws will be the difference in enthalpy of the stage 1 and 3. Therefore, we will be getting H0 of 3 SS minus H0 1. Okay, this is the enthalpy at the initial state, and this is enthalpy at the final state. That is the outlet of the diffuser, where this SS denote the isentropic process. Okay, and we know that difference in enthalpy is equal to Cp times the temperature difference, and this equation will be taking a form Cp times T0 3 SS minus T0 1. Okay, therefore, the actual work, the ideal work in the stage is given as Ws, which is equal to H0 3 SS minus H0 1. That is difference in the enthalpy, and this difference in the enthalpy can be represented in a form of Cp times dt. Therefore, you will be writing this equation as Cp times T0 3 SS minus T0 1. Okay. Now, this is the minimum value of the stage work. That is, this value is the minimum value of the stage work. This is the minimum value of the stage work required to obtain the static pressure rise. That is, this value, that is Ws, is equal to H0 3 SS minus H0 1 is the minimum value that is required to obtain the static pressure rise of the value delta P. Delta P is nothing but the static pressure rise at the stage is equal to P3 minus P1. We know that static pressure rise is the difference between the two stages, which is P3 minus P1. Therefore, this is the minimum value. This is the minimum value of the stage work, which is required to obtain the static pressure rise of P3 minus P1. However, the actual process on the account of loss and the associated irreversibility will require a large magnitude of work for the same pressure rise. However, due to the losses, there may be a huge work which is required for the actual process to be carried out. Therefore, this is given by an equation. This is given by the equation, which is nothing but the actual work, which is WA is equal to H0 2 minus H0 1. Okay, the actual work will be happening only in the rotor. Therefore, it will be equal to H0 2 minus H1, and this will be equal to H0 3 minus H0 1. Since these two work are independent, okay, that is, you can see in this velocity diagram, okay, in this velocity diagram, that is, this 1 2 3 is the total stage. This 1 2 3 is the total stage, and this 1 to 2, that is, this is 1 to 2, this is 1, and this is 2, and this is 3. Okay, this total process, that is from 1 to 3, is considered to be as an actual work, and 1 to 2 is for the rotor. That is, this 1 to 2 is for the rotor. This is for the rotor, and this is for the diffuser. This is for the diffuser. Okay, therefore, the total work, that is the actual work, will be happening from 1 to 3, and from 1 to 2 it is for the rotor blade, and 223 is for the diffuser blade. Okay. Therefore, the actual work WA is equal to H02 minus H01, which is for the rotor, and H03 minus H01 is for the diffuser. Therefore, this can be written as Cp times the temperature difference, which is T03 minus T01. Okay, T03 minus T01. Thus, the total to total efficiency of the stage is defined by, thus the total to total efficiency. This is the total to total efficiency. Total to total efficiency is defined by, which is defined by neta TT denotes the total to total efficiency, is equal to ideal stage work between total condition at entry and exit by actual stage work. That is, the total to total efficiency is given by an equation or given by a relation, which is neta TT is equal to ideal stage work between the total condition at the entry and exit by the actual stage work. Okay, we know that ideal stage work is nothing but Ws divided by the actual work is Wa. Okay, we have both this equation and consider this as an equation number 31. Okay, consider this as an equation number 31, and this is equation number 32. Okay, from equation 31 and 32, we have the value of Ws and Wa. By substituting this on this equation, neta TT will be equal to H0 3 SS minus H01 divided by H03 minus H01. That is, Ws is equal to H03 SS minus H01, whereas Wa is equal to H03 minus H01. By substituting this both the value, you will be getting this equation neta TT is equal to H03 SS minus H01 divided by H03 minus H01. This will be equal to Cp times the temperature difference. Therefore, this will be equal to C03 SS minus T01 divided by T03 minus T01. Okay, this is the total to total efficiency. Therefore, the total to total efficiency is given by an equation T03 SS minus T01 divided by T03 minus T01. Now, the magnitude of the stage work obtained from the velocity triangle with actual velocities and the air angle equal to the actual work. When we discussed about the stage velocity triangle, we came across this parameters, that is actual velocities, which is nothing but C1, C2 and U1, U2 and W1, W2, and the corresponding air angles is alpha 1, alpha 2, beta 1, beta 2, okay, which defines the actual work. Thus, the equation 30 when put into the equation 32, consider this as an equation 32 and this as an equation number 33. Now, if we put the equation number 13 into the equation 32, the equation number 13 is, we have discussed it in the stage velocity triangle, and the equation 13 will be, that is, W is equal to U into Cy2 minus Cy1. Okay, this is 13A. Okay, this equation is 13A, and W will be equal to U Cx into tan alpha 2 minus tan alpha 1 which is equal to u into C of x tan beta 1 minus tan beta 2. This is equation 13b. Okay, and the value of w is equal to 1 by 2 times C2 square minus C1 square plus 1 by 2 times W1 square minus W2 square. This is equation number 13c. Okay, this is equation number 13c, and you can see this here. While defining the work, we have defined W is equal to U into Cy2 minus Cy1, and W is equal to UCX tan alpha 2 minus tan beta 2, which is equal to UCX tan beta 1 minus tan beta 2. And WC is 13C is this equation, which is equal to W is equal to 1 by 2 C2 square minus C1 square plus 1 by 2 into W1 square minus W2 square. We have used these three equations, that is the work equation 13A, 13B and 13C. Okay, and we have write down those equations. Now, if you substitute this equation in the equation number 32, you will be getting H03 minus H01 is equal to U into Cy2 minus Cy1. Okay, and consider this equation as 34a. Consider this equation as 34a. And again, H03 minus H01 will be equal to U into Cx tan alpha 2 minus tan alpha 1, which is equal to UCX into tan beta 1 minus tan beta 2. And consider this equation as 34b. And again, this H03 minus H01 will be equal to 1 by 2 times C2 square minus C1 square plus 1 by 2 times W1 square minus W2 square. And consider this as equation number 34c. That is, we have used this three equation. That is, we have used this three equation and represented this three equation in this equation, and we have attained another three equation, which is considered as 34a, 34b and 34c. That is, we have used this value of W is equal to U into Cy2 minus Cy1 in this equation, and correspondingly we have used this three equation. Therefore, we have come across this three equation as 13a, 34b and 34c. Similarly, the actual value of the loading coefficient in equation 14 is given by, that is, we know that equation 14 is psi is equal to W by U square. This is equation number 14. This is equation number 14. Now, if you apply the value of W in the equation number 14, you will be getting psi is equal to H03 minus H01 divided by U square. Okay, H03 minus H01 divided by U square. That is, we have represented the value of W as H03 minus H01, and we have substituted in this equation number 14, and you have attained this equation. Now, this value of psi, when we represent in the temperature format, that is, you will be writing Cp times T03 minus T01 divided by U square. And now consider this as an equation number 15. Okay, we have substituted the value of W in this equation, and thus the loading coefficient psi will be equal to H03 minus H01 divided by U square, which is equal to Cp times T03 minus T01 divided by U square. Now, if we put the equation number 33 on equation number 35, this is equation number 35. That is equation number 33 is eta t is equal to H03 SS minus H01 divided by H03 minus H01. If you substitute this value, okay, if you substitute this value, you will be getting, that is WA is equal to WS divided by eta TT. Okay, this is equation number 33. That is, we know that this is the actual work, this is the ideal work, and this is the efficiency. We have just cross multiplied it and we have taken WA, that is the actual work, is equal to WS by eta TT. WS is nothing but T03 SS minus T01 divided by eta TT. When you substitute this in this equation, you will be getting the value of psi is equal to, the value of psi is equal to CP times T03 minus T01 divided by U square into eta TT. That is, we have just used this equation and we have correlated with this equation, and thus we have attained an equation which is CP times T03 minus T01 divided by U square, which is nothing but the isentropic work into eta TT. Okay, thus we have obtained the loading coefficient value as Cp times T03 minus T01 divided by U square into eta TT. And now consider this as an equation number 36. Okay, now consider this as an equation number 36. The equation 23 is not valid for actual process. Okay, the equation number 23 is not valid for the flow process. That is, equation number 23 is delta P at the stage divided by rho is equal to delta H at the stage is equal to W. This is equation number 23. This we have derived yesterday. That is, in the static pressure rise, we came across a relation which is delta P of stage divided by rho is equal to delta H of the stage is equal to W, and this equation is valid for isentropic flow. This equation is valid only for isentropic flow. The change in pressure and enthalpy and the work are related by this equation. But isentropic flow is an ideal flow, whereas actual flow is an irreversible adiabatic flow, which is not an isentropic flow. Therefore, you cannot use this equation. That is what is being represented here. That is, the equation 23 is not valid for the actual flow because delta P at the stage by rho is equal to delta H at the stage is equal to W is not hold for the irreversible adiabatic process. That is, for irreversible adiabatic process, you cannot use this equation. You cannot use this equation. Okay. Therefore, the work W will be greater than delta P at the stage divided by rho. Therefore, the value of W will be greater than delta P at the stage divided by the rho. Now, for isentropic and incompressible flow, if we consider isentropic and incompressible flow, we have the equation number 31. We have the equation number 31, and the equation number 31 is this equation. Okay, we have this equation. This equation is only for an isentropic flow. Okay, therefore, if you combine this equation and equation number 31, you will be getting delta P at the stage divided by rho is equal to Ws is equal to H03 SS minus H01, which will be equal to Cp times T03 SS minus T01. Okay, this is how we have written this equation. That is, we have correlated the equation number 23 and the equation 31, and we have written an equation which states that delta P at the stage by rho is equal to the isentropic work. Since the equation number 31 deals with an isentropic work, we are letting this both equation, and this equation number 23 also hold only for isentropic process. Therefore, we are combining this equation and writing an equation which states delta P at the stage by rho, delta P at the stage by rho is equal to Ws, which is the isentropic process, which is equal to H03 SS minus H01, which is the equation number 31. H03 SS minus H01 is equal to Cp times T03 SS minus T01. Okay, we are combining this equation and writing this equation. Now consider this equation as equation number 37. Consider this as an equation number 37. Now, with the help of this equation, that is with the help of this equation, the following relation for the stage efficiencies is obtained. That is, by using this equation, you can derive certain efficiency equation, and that efficiency equations are as follows. That is, neta TT, that is efficiency, total to total efficiency, is equal to delta P at the stage divided by rho into H03 minus H01. Okay, we have come across this equation. That is, we have just taken this equation and we have made this equation to come on the denominator. Therefore, Ws is equal to delta P at the stage by rho into H03 SS minus H01. Okay, therefore we have attained the efficiency is equal to delta P at the stage divided by rho into H03 minus H01. And consider this as an equation number 37A. In the same way, you can also write an equation neta TT is equal to delta P at the stage divided by rho into Cp times the temperature difference, Cp times the temperature difference, which is T03 minus T01. That is, in the first equation we have written in the difference in enthalpy is equal to Cp times del T. Therefore, the first equation is in the form of enthalpy, and the next equation we have written, or we have described it in the form of temperature. Therefore, efficiency, total to total efficiency is equal to delta P at the stage divided by rho Cp times the temperature difference. Therefore, this equation is considered to be as 37B. And again, this can be written as H03 minus H01 is equal to U into Cy2 minus Cy1. You can use this equation, that is 34A, and you can write an equation, neta TT is equal to delta P at the stage divided by rho U into Cy2 minus Cy1. And consider this as equation number 37C, and this is from equation, this is from the equation number 34A. Okay, we have framed that equation from 34A. Okay, therefore this is from equation number 34A. Therefore, we have obtained three efficiency equation. That is, we have obtained three total to total efficiency equation. Now, the stage pressure rise, which is nothing but delta P at the stage. Okay, the stage pressure rise can easily be measured on water or mercury manometer, and the actual input can be measured through torque measuring device. That is, the stage pressure rise can be easily by experimentally you can measure by using a water or mercury manometer, and the actual input can be measured through torque measuring device. Any torque measuring device can measure the stage pressure rise value. Okay, and if the axial velocity through the stage remains constant, then alpha 1 is equal to alpha 3. This is alpha 1, this is alpha 1 is equal to alpha 3, and C1 is equal to C3. C1, this is value of C1 is equal to C3. If the actual velocity through the stage remains constant, then alpha 1 is equal to alpha 3 and C1 is equal to C3. This condition we have also kept while solving the stage pressure rise. Therefore, we will be making alpha 1 is equal to alpha 3. That is, the inlet velocity triangle from the rotor, that is the air angle at the rotor, will be equal to the air angle at the diffuser stage. Okay, therefore this alpha 1 will be equal to alpha 3 and the velocity at the inlet is equal to the velocity at the outlet. Okay, the velocity at the inlet is equal to the velocity at the outlet. That is, this angle alpha 1, this angle alpha 1 will be equal to this angle alpha 3. Okay, we have made by mathematics this 2 will be equal, that is alpha 1 will be equal to alpha 3. That is, by geometric theorems you can relate alpha 1 is equal to alpha 3 and this value of C1 will be also equal to C3. Therefore, we will be using this equation from the velocity diagram and we will be making an assumption that alpha 1 is equal to alpha 3. This is alpha 1 is equal to alpha 3. Alpha 1 is equal to alpha 3 and C1 is equal to C3. Okay, C1 is equal to C3 and we can write an equation which can be described as H03 minus H01 is equal to H3 minus H1. That is, now this stagnation value is being written in a dynamic format. That is, if we add half C1 square and half C3 square to this equation, this will become H3 minus H1. Therefore, we will be writing this in a dynamic format. Therefore, H03, the stagnation enthalpy H03 minus H01 can be written as H3 minus H1. And consider this as equation number 38. And again, this equation can be written in a format T03 minus T01 is equal to T3 minus T1. In the same format, we can write this equation. Now, these relations are also valid approximately for small value of C1 and C3. That is, this equation, that is, we have made C1 is equal to C3 and we have come across this equation, and this equation is valid only for a small value of C1 and C2. If the absolute velocity C1 and C3 are very small compared to the other values, then you can use this two equation. You can use this two equation for an isentropic process, and for an isentropic process, similarly for an isentropic process, you can write H03 SS minus H01 is equal to H3 SS minus H1. This SS denotes the isentropic process, and in the same way, T03 SS minus T01 will be equal to T3 SS minus T1. You can write this equation. And now consider this equation as equation number 39. Okay, with the help of the equation number 38 and 39, you can write, you can define the efficiency of the compressor stage as defined as static to static efficiency. That is, with the help of this two equation, that is equation number 38 and 39, the compressor stage can be defined as a static to static efficiency, and this static to static efficiency is given by neta SS is equal to H3 SS minus H1 divided by H3 minus H1. Okay, and this can also be represented as T3 SS minus T1 divided by T3 minus T1. Okay, this is how you can represent the static to static efficiency by using the equation number 38 and 39. Okay, this is what the efficiency of the compressor, axial compressor stage. Okay, do you have any doubt? ஏதாவது டவுட் இருக்குங்களா? கோகுல்
சார்
கண்ணா ஏதாவது டவுட் இருக்குப்பா?
இல்லைங்க சார்.
இல்லைங்களா? நெக்ஸ்ட் டாபிக் போயிடலாமா? This is what the efficiency, that is total to total efficiency and static to static efficiency is being derived. That is, this gives the total to total efficiency, this gives the total to total efficiency, and this gives the static to static efficiency. Okay, so we have derived the equation for the efficiency of an axial flow compressor. Now we can see enthalpy entropy diagram. Okay, we can see the enthalpy entropy diagram for axial flow compressor. This is similar to that what we have seen in the centrifugal compressor. This is similar to what we have seen in the centrifugal compressor. That is, kana unukku clear ah theriyudha adla terminologies la? Darshan
தெரியுது சார்.
தெரியுதுங்களா? தெரியுதுல?
தெரியுது சார்.
ஓகேப்பா, ஓகேவா? இதுல this P1, P2 and P3 are the static pressure. P1, P2, P3 are the static pressure. P01, P02, P03 is the stagnation pressure, and this O1, O2 and O1 relation, this is with relate to relative velocity. This P01 REL, that is, which is relative pressure. Okay, relative stagnation pressure at point 1, and this is the relative stagnation pressure at point 2, and this is the enthalpy at point 2 and point 3. Okay, and this is the isentropic work, and this is the actual work. Okay, that is from 1 to 3, this work is nothing but the actual work, and from this point to this point is considered to be as an isentropic work. That is, isentropic work will be somewhat from here to here. Okay, this is what this diagram denotes. Okay, that is, the stagnation state 0,1 at the rotor entry in the absolute system is fixed by the pressure P1 and velocity C1. That is, this O1 is the stagnation state of the rotor. This point, okay, this point is the stagnation state of the rotor, and this is fixed by two parameters, which is the pressure P1 and velocity C1. The isentropic flow over the diffuser blade, the isentropic flow over the diffuser blade, this is the diffuser blade, and the isentropic flow over the diffuser blade is represented by 1 to 2s. This is from 1 to 2s, and 2s to 3ss. This is 3ss. Okay, this is 3ss, and this point is 2s. This point is 2s. Okay, this is 3ss. Therefore, the isentropic flow over the diffuser blade is represented by 1 to 2ss and 2s to 3ss. The stagnation point O3ss corresponds to the final state at the end of the isentropic compression. That is, at the end of the isentropic compression, this O3ss is considered to be at the stagnation point. This is the O3ss. Okay, this point is the O3ss, which is the stagnation point. Okay, at the end of the compression. Okay, and the stagnation point O3ss corresponds to the final state at the end of the isentropic compression, and it is obtained from an equation, H03 SS is equal to H3 3SS plus 1 by 2 C square 3SS. Okay, we have converted this stagnation enthalpy into static and dynamic enthalpy. Therefore, we have represented as H3SS plus half C square 3SS. That is, this H0 3SS. This is H0 3. This line is H0 3, and the enthalpy H0 3SS denoted for the isentropic process. Therefore, H0 3SS will be equal to H3SS plus half C square into 3SS. Now, the irreversible adiabatic or actual compression process, that is, the actual process is nothing but the irreversible adiabatic process. Therefore, the irreversible adiabatic or the actual compression process is represented by the curve 1, 2, and 3. That is this curve. That is this curve. This curve. Okay. This is actually the state 2 and this is state 3. Okay. And this point is state 1. Okay. Therefore, the irreversible adiabatic or actual compression process is represented by the curve 1, 2, and 3. That is 1, 2, and 3. This curve is being represented as an irreversible adiabatic process. Here, energy transformation process 1 to 2 and 2 to 3 in the blade rows occurs with stagnation pressure loss and increase in entropy. That is, from process 1 to 2 and 2 to 3, due to energy transformation, there is a loss in pressure, but there is increase in entropy. You can see the increase in entropy. You can see the increase in entropy. That is this point and this point. Okay. This point and this point. This is 0.2, this is 0.2, and this is 0.3. And you can see, and this is 0.1, 2, and 3. And you can see there is an increase in entropy and there is a decrease in pressure. That is, the stagnation pressure will be static pressure plus dynamic pressure. And you can see the dynamic pressure for P2 is much higher compared to the 0.3 and 0.1. Okay, therefore continuously it start decreasing. Therefore P02 will be greater than P03. That is, for P02 will be greater than P03 and which will be greater than P04. Okay, but there will be an increase in entropy as represented here. That is, at 0.1 will be entropy at the 0.1 will be greater than 0.2 will be greater than 0.3, whereas P02 will be greater than P03, which is greater than P04. Now, for the rotor blade in a relative system, that is, for a rotor blade in a relative system, you can write the stagnation pressure loss. The stagnation pressure loss will be equal to delta P0 of R, which is P0 relative, which is the relative velocity, and P0 to REL. That is, the stagnation pressure loss will be equal to the difference in the relative pressure at 0.1 and 0.2. That is, this is the relative pressure. Okay, this is the relative pressure at 0.1 and this is 0.2. Okay, this is the relative pressure at 0.1 and 0.2, and the difference of this will give the rotor stagnation pressure loss in the rotor blade. Therefore, delta P0 R is equal to P01 relative minus P02 relative. Now, the stagnation enthalpy remains constant. Even though there is a decrease in the stagnation pressure, the enthalpy remains constant. That is, the stagnation enthalpy remains constant. That is, you can see H02 the relative system is equal to H01 relative system. That is, the relative enthalpy remains constant. The relative enthalpy remains constant throughout the process, and you can also see H02 is equal to H03. Therefore, H02 relative is equal to H01 relative. Okay. That is this point. Okay. Therefore, the enthalpy remains constant. The enthalpy remains constant. If you consider this 2 point, you can see the enthalpy of the system remains constant. The enthalpy of the system remains constant. Therefore, you can write H01 relative is equal to H02 relative, which can be written as H1 plus 1 by 2 W1 square is equal to H2 plus 1 by 2 W2 square. Okay, you can write this equation in the form of H01 relative is equal to H02 relative. Now, the pressure and the enthalpy, that is the stagnation pressure and the enthalpy loss coefficient, are defined by an equation, Y of R, that is R denotes the rotor and Y denotes the pressure loss coefficient. This Y denote the pressure loss coefficient. This Y denote pressure loss coefficient. Okay. Y of R is equal to delta P naught of R divided by 1 by 2 rho W1 square. Okay. Therefore, the pressure loss coefficient is given by an equation delta P naught of R divided by 1 by 2 rho W1 square. And we know that delta P naught of R is equal to P naught 1 relative minus P naught 2 relative divided by 1 by 2 rho W1 square. Okay, we know that delta P of R is equal to P naught 1 relative minus P naught 2 relative. Therefore, this YR pressure loss coefficient is given by an equation P naught 1 relative minus P naught 2 relative divided by half rho W1 square. In the same way, the enthalpy loss coefficient is given by an equation sigma R is equal to H2 minus H2S divided by 1 by 2 W1 square. Okay, H2 minus H2S divided by 1 by 2 W1 square, and this will be equal to 2 into Cp times the temperature difference, which is T2 minus T2S divided by W1 square. That is, this 2 goes on the numerator, and this H2 minus H2S is equal to Cp times the T2 minus T2S. Therefore, you will be attaining this equation. Therefore, the pressure enthalpy loss coefficient is being represented by this 2 equation for rotor. And again, this same procedure is being followed for diffuser blade also. The same procedure is being followed for diffuser blade also, which states that the stagnation pressure loss will be equal to delta P naught of D is equal to P naught 2 minus P naught 3. Okay, delta P naught of D is equal to P naught 2 minus P naught 3. The stagnation enthalpy remains constant. We know that the stagnation enthalpy remains constant. This is H02. You can see H02 is equal to H03. Therefore, the stagnation enthalpy remains constant. And from this, you can write H02 is equal to H03, which can be represented as H2 plus 1 by 2 C2 square is equal to H3 plus 1 by 2 C3 square. Okay, and consider we have been considered this as H02 is equal to H03, and we have written this as a static enthalpy. That is, stagnation enthalpy is being converted into static enthalpy by adding the velocity. You will be attaining H2 plus half C2 square is equal to H3 plus half C3 square. Now, the pressure and enthalpy loss coefficient are defined by, that is, this is for rotor, and now we will be defining for the diffuser, and that will be equal to Y of D is equal to delta P naught of D, which is the diffuser, divided by 1 by 2 rho times C2 square, which will be equal to P naught 2 minus P naught 3 divided by 1 by 2 times rho C2 square. This is the pressure loss coefficient, and again the enthalpy loss coefficient for the diffuser is being defined as H3 minus H3s divided by 1 by 2 C2 square, which is equal to 2 into Cp times T3 minus T3s divided by C2 square. Therefore, this equation is for pressure loss coefficient and this equation is for enthalpy loss coefficient